In a short while from now, the European Medicines Agency is set to reveal its findings on the AstraZeneca Coronavirus vaccine, the jab that has now left the European Union divided over blood clot fears. However, the UK regulator says no evidence that the clots were caused by the COVID-19 vaccines, especially the AstraZeneca jab. The European Medicines Agency's Safety Committee is investigating whether there is any link between the vaccine and a small number of cases of blood clotting. So far, only 30 such cases have been recorded out of 5 million recipients. The EU regulator will release its findings in just a short while from now. But the head had earlier said that she sees no reason to change its recommendation of the jab. The vaccine is one of the 4 that the bloc has approved for use.
While the investigation is ongoing, we are still firmly convinced that the benefits of the AstraZeneca vaccine in preventing COVID-19 with its associated risk of hospitalization and death outweigh the risk of these side effects.
And despite such assurances, many parts of Europe have gone against the experts' advice, Cyprus, Luxembourg and Sweden becoming the latest European nations to suspend the rollout of the jab. This comes as the region confronts a third wave of infections spurred by variants of the coronavirus. Halting the rollout of the AstraZeneca vaccine only threatens to delay the recovery, given that it accounts for 13 to 15% of the shots given in some of EU's largest states. As one of the cheapest vaccines to be developed, the AstraZeneca vaccine is set to be the mainstay of most vaccination programs across the world. For more on these developments, we have our correspondent Stuart Smith joining us from Brussels. Hi Stuart, how soon do we expect the outcome of this meeting to be announced? And tell us more about the procedure that's been undertaken.
We're looking at possibly as early as in a couple of hours for the meeting to be announced and the result to be given. As things stand, it's looking highly unlikely that anything other than a recommendation to continue vaccination will be given, based on statements, like you said earlier, of the European Medicines Agency, which has been quite consistent on this matter, saying that not only does it see no mechanism, no evidence that the vaccination causes these blood clots, that even if it did, then the balance of risk would still mean that countries should continue to administer the AstraZeneca vaccine. It's the one in particular which is being focused on here. As you said, there are other vaccines being used in Europe, but the AstraZeneca one seems to have been singled out by the German and Norwegian medical regulators in particular as potentially causing these blood clots. Now, AstraZeneca says that its evidence shows no such link, and the UK medical regulator, although now not part of the European Union, agrees, saying that no such similar statistics are being seen in the UK. So how this may happen and whether it really is a real effect is completely unknown. That's what the European Medicines Regulator will be ruling on, but it won't mean that countries have to follow their advice. France has said it will, but member states are able to choose what advice to follow and what action to take. But as things stand, more countries in the European Union right now are not administering this vaccine than are.
So the verdict of the European Medicines Agency will not be binding on the EU countries that have so far decided to pause the rollout. A reminder here to our viewers also, Stuart, about how significant a green signal, if it comes, will be for these countries that have paused the rollout as of now.
It will be significant because this is the highest body and the body that has access to Europe-wide data, international data as well, for example, from the UK where the vaccine was developed. This body has the most data and the expertise it's drafted in from across the continent. The implications here are huge, not just for the European Union, but also for the rest of the world. As you said, many countries relying on the AstraZeneca vaccine for their vaccination programs. And we're seeing vaccine hesitancy for this particular vaccine increasing across the world. In France, as you may expect, being part of the EU member states, vaccine hesitancy for the AstraZeneca jab is now at 20%. 20% of people saying they would take the vaccine, as opposed to 80% who said they would not take the AstraZeneca vaccine. That's compared to 50% for COVID-19 jabs in general. But GPs in the UK starting to see patients inquiring about blood clots, even as far away as Tanzania. People there saying that they're worried about taking the AstraZeneca vaccine. Now, the Irish Deputy Health Minister said he hopes that in a week's time they'll be accused of being overcautious because they are veering on the side of safety. But it has to be remembered that by all of this talk around the vaccine possibly being unsafe, people are then less likely to get the COVID-19 vaccine, this AstraZeneca vaccine, and that itself causes blood clots. COVID-19 is a major cause of blood clots for people that become infected. So epidemiologists warning that the trust may be the real biggest outcome, the real biggest victim of this confusion.
Stuart Smith, leaving it there for the moment. Thanks very much.